Right. Now, you'll see that I've shared a couple of articles with you, and the intention of these articles, and I will do it differently next time. I will copy out the detail and then I'll share that. I think the simple truth is, for me, the more we can find elements in the real world that explains what we're learning, the easier it becomes. And it's also important to try and instill the fact that what we do here is not some theoretical hogwash. These are best practices. These are best practices that have been borrowed from years of research, and essentially the research would have happened within businesses. And it's not always easy to find perfect articles, but some of the articles will be better than okay. So if we look at what we're doing tonight, we're continuing with business level strategy. I have a feeling I didn't start with this last week. I think we were still fussing around with assignments and nonsense like that. So we'll make this our first official lecture and we'll work through this. There are quite a few slides, and yeah, some of the stuff we'll gloss over fairly quickly, because I think I am going to assume that a lot of stuff that you would have done in first, second, and third year, or in second year, would already be included here, but we'll gloss over those. So, in terms of what makes a business successful, the essence of a business's success is that you have to find a niche where you are fantastic. And in terms of that niche, the idea is that you would meet those customer needs. You will be getting into the WWE ring with your competitors, and you have to keep light on your feet, because the world changes very rapidly. Everything changes rapidly. The one of the side articles I saw in looking here today, where is this? Yeah, they are suggesting that if the changes suggested in the German report are not attended to for Eskom, and it seems impossible that they will be attended to, we are looking at stage 13 losses. Now, try and imagine being a competitor and have to counteract those realities and still remain competitive and still remain profitable and still meet customer needs. So, this idea of changing the business model in line with market conditions will become a reality as we move into the 21st century. And there also, the truth is, there's so many new competitors that come in, and there's so many changes in the environment that we're not surprised by the next surprise anymore. And then it's about building that sustainable competitive advantage. Remember the modern definition of competitive advantage, the ability to create value, it's wealth creation for your stakeholders. So when we look at the different levels of strategy, and we will be looking at corporate level strategy in about, I think, in the next learning unit or the one after. Business level strategy is the one where the focus is currently, and that is essentially how we are going to survive the industry, what we do in the industry, and essentially what we do to keep the competitors from stealing our market share. And then operational strategy relate to the different functional areas. I would imagine that most of you find yourselves in areas like marketing and finance, etc. Can I just see who is in marketing where they work? Anyone in marketing? Anyone in finance, HR, operations? Anyone not working? Because I'm calling out all the used to be in HR. Okay, so oh my gosh, Tegan, you importing and exporting car parts, and you're a dental assistant. So you were in operations, and exporting, importing, I would imagine, would be part of supply chain, marketing, Rochelle. How the heck have you got two jobs? Is that the same job? Is it the same place? You know, the dentist in front, and we import and export car parts at the back. marketing, finance, and operations at a nightclub. Oh gosh, okay. Tegan, is that one business? In front, we do the dentistry, and when it's a downtime, we sell them car parts. I'm obviously joking. So, anyone else want to tell me where they are? No
For
one
me,
in
it's two
finance?
full-time jobs, so it's quite hectic.
Say that again, Tegan.
For me,
It's
it's
not part of the
two
same.
full-time, no, two separate jobs.
How the hell do you do that?
I
And
sleep
study.
very late.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That is very impressive. You work for a mystery shopping. Oh my word, Steph, that's very cool. In hospitality industries. That is very, very cool. You want to tell us what a mystery shopper does? It's part of competitive intelligence, and you would have done this in first semester. And when you say hospitality, do you stay in hotels and not tell them that you're a mystery shopper? I know what a mystery shopper is. Oh, that's very cool. And you get paid to stay in hotels and steal their towels. Very impressive. Very impressive. Um, yeah, at least honesty is part of what we do here. So we know what happens in terms of functional areas. It would be a marketing strategy, it would be an HR strategy, and so forth. Straight from the textbook, yeah, I shouldn't do that, but I'm a rebel and all that other stuff. So, in terms of our strategic choices, I think the reality is that we try and do the inside outside in approach. So, we look at what our resources and capabilities are, and we position ourselves in line with the external realities around the opportunities, capitalizing on those and counteracting threats. In terms of this one here, at an industry level, it is about competing. It's about getting to the right customers. It's about knowing your niche. It is about making sure that in that niche you are highly relevant and that you adjust with that particular niche. And in terms of corporate strategies, it is really deciding who we buy, who do we sell, what broader strategies do we adopt in terms of getting us to our long-term objectives. We will look at those in the near future. Right. So I think if we look at other factors, I think the first one is that when we create strategies, we base our strategies on certain assumptions. Give me examples of businesses that got the assumptions wrong and don't exist anymore. Because if the assumption is incorrect, your strategy is incorrect. So the essence of an assumption is the state where that we believe the future of an industry will be and what customers will want, and then not get it right. BlackBerry assumed, and one of the key assumptions and hypotheses is that people would want to have the BIS in the future. Yellow pages. Oh my gosh, the thinking that we're going to still scramble through tons of pages. It's based around the wrong assumption. Other assumptions where the businesses were completely wrong. Where is Blockbuster now, or Mr. Video, or what are the others? I can't even remember. Where is Blockbuster Video now? Blockbuster Video were expanding when the internet was exploding. And their assumption was that people would always want to drive and always have DVD players. Oh, absolutely. It's again, Steph, it's the assumptions. It's the assumptions about what works within a particular environment. So if we had to make, um, no, I don't think they bankrupt. Rochelle, I think that they in a number of nations, but I don't think they're bankrupt unless I've missed something. Okay, guys, if we have to make assumptions about our industries right now in order to determine what our strategies will be? What are some of the assumptions that we would make? Um, I'd like to know in terms of the auto industry, cars, parts, import, export. What are some of the assumptions? If I had to make assumptions for Varsity College, what would be our current assumptions about the future of Varsity College online? Oh, I don't even think electric cars are the future, Boyo. I think, and it's an interesting one. I honestly believe that hydrogen vehicles are the future. So for me, Toyota has gone the hydrogen vehicle route. And this year already, we've had Volkswagen stop the production line of electric vehicles. There is a significant move away from electric vehicles. Um, Hybrid cars initially, I think, Tegan, will be a reality, and in particular in your business, because we are a step behind the world. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This idea of having to have keys for anything. I mean, also the notion that you have to carry money, the assumption that people still want cash in their pocket, all those become essentially obsolete. And then just to go back to what Rashil said, if you asked me 5 years ago what the assumption was, the assumption is obviously we will run out of crude oil. The assumption is that that burning fossil fuels is bad for the environment. We know that already, and that electric cars are the future, and that's the viable option. To me, up till 5 years ago, from last year and even this year, where you can see the number of brands that are dropping electric cars, and again, it's based on the wrong assumption because fuel technology or cell technology in hydrogen vehicles are advancing very rapidly. So the danger of having the wrong assumption is that, first of all, why would you want to buy an electric vehicle in South Africa? And you're right, Tegan. What would you do? You can see worldwide, Volkswagen is dropping it. There are a number of brands that are moving away from it. Because the issue with electric vehicles, absolutely, Chuma. The issue with, is it Puma or is it Chuma? Can I just keep saying Chuma? Because I think it's Puma, and yeah, it's a bit late in the
It's
afternoon.
too much.
Oh yeah, say it,
And
boy.
you've taught me before, Henny.
Have I? When did I teach you?
Yeah.
I've got
And
more
I
than
think
one
I think
Chuma
I
in my
think
life, dude.
it was in Peter Maritzburg, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, what year?
Yo, I think it was 3 years back. I was still doing another
Okay.
course
Was I
at the
any
time.
good? Was I
Very
good?
good, Henny. I passed
Okay,
already,
then it was
definitely.
definitely me. Then it was definitely me. Did I like you at least?
No, definitely. No,
Uh,
we had a good relationship going.
okay, let's use this course to destroy it. Okay, boy. Sorry. Yeah, I know who you are now, Chuma. Sorry, boy. Okay, so guys, getting this wrong essentially steers you in the wrong direction. And then obviously what we see in terms of those assumptions, the foundations that we have, they serve as our vision and our mission. They essentially give us a sense of what we need to look for. And then it also tells us where the competition will be. In terms of Steph being worldwide, it appears that many brands are dropping them, but in UAE, they are going to be very popular. You've got electricity. Just the issue with electric vehicles is that essentially when the batteries are damaged, you throw away the entire vehicle if you have a Tesla. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Are there charging stations in PE? I honestly don't think there's a single charging station in Pietermaritzburg. I mean, yeah, that's very impressive, but it really isn't where the future is for me. Maybe in some other countries, but I still believe. Okay, very cool. Very, very cool. For me, the future is hydrogen. Okay, guys, so in terms of these business level strategies, the things that we have to consider. Now, I think part of this is to find your niche, to also say that some brands will cover a number of niches, other brands will focus on a single niche. So if we look at these differences in terms of strategies, so the first one is, do we adopt a narrow market? So the moment we say that we are going to have a small niche, it becomes a focus strategy. If we say we are going to adopt a broad market, obviously then we can go with a differentiation or in terms of the original three options from Porter, we can go for a cost leadership option. And then a combination of those, and we'll see how those have transpired. If we look at this guy here, what do you think his market will be? I'll give you a chance to read there. Are they, based on our realities now, going to focus on a broad or a narrow market? I think initially narrow, because the truth is, if we think of where the diesel tanks are, they are for major businesses. I know that every varsity college, the contact varsity college have diesel tanks, but it's not everywhere. So it's big business that can afford it that will run diesel engines. Generally, people would just, send staff away during load shedding. So it is going to be narrow. Any suggestions on whether this is going to work? What is their essential assumption? What is the essential assumption underpinning this? What is the essential assumption that underpins this business? Yeah. Load shedding will continue for a heck of a long time. Steph, I think you're more accurate. Load shedding will not end. It's not going to end. It will get worse. So if we look at the people that they'll focus on, sorry, where is that bit now? There they are. So initially, it is going to be a narrow market. I don't believe that people at home would ever go this way. I think the reality for people at home, and I base my assumption that electricity is going to be limited for a long time, and that stage 13 is a possibility. So, I am looking at installing solar, and most people at home will go with solar. My concern with this is how bad running diesel engines are for the environment, but again, it's that choice between two evils, because we burn coal to provide electricity anyway. In terms of the market for this guy here, okay, narrow or broad? Oh shucks, narrow or broad? I mean, it's caught in that, it's captured in that little thing there. There's another word to add into that. Guys, this will be broad. It's a heck of an interesting article, because what these guys have been able to do, and I love this thing, best in class. And the thinking is that they they've become best in class. 20 years ago, Pick and Pay was the benchmark partner that you tried to compete with. Now it's them. It really is them. And the focus is on, and I'm going to say it's broad, and we'll talk about their specific strategy, because it might not always be cost leadership. I think it is more of a best value strategy, but the focus is on a broad market, and it's an interesting approach of using technology in advancing, yeah, customer experiences, and certainly saving money. And this one, private education in the future. Yeah. Okay, Chuma. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So the basket size. Yeah, absolutely. Please explain that a bit more, Boya.
So what they do nowadays, I actually work for one of the competitors. So it's
Okay.
basically relative. They'll take like 10 items and just see which one actually sells at the most cheapest. That's how they actually benchmarking the retail chains nowadays. It's mostly about that who's selling these 10 items at the cheapest price.
Okay. So is that the sort of imaginary basket that we use to
Yeah, like
determine?
they'll take bread, 6 eggs, milk, and
Okay.
this and
Okay.
that, baked beans
Okay.
and this, like your products that you'd use on a
Daily.
daily
Yeah.
basis. Yeah, and then that's how
Okay.
they actually
Okay.
check.
Yeah. The essentials, thanks. You're right, Boyo. You don't have to say who you work for, but if you want, you can. But the reality is, isn't that what CPI is also based on? That imaginary basket of goods and services and how it increases. I know CPI has more elements in the basket, but yeah, no, I understand what you mean. It's the essentials, the stuff that we use every day. The Curo guys, yeah, narrow, and the truth is narrow, and I think this is not low cost. This is going to be the focus is going to be on a slightly higher cost. Um, who has their children, or whose brothers and sisters, or who attended private school? Because you're doing your studies through a private university. Who attended private school? Your husband, okay. Okay. Didn't Curtis go to college? Okay. Yeah, it's bloody expensive. You might as well say it's a private school because yeah. Rochelle, where did you go, but Rochelle, where did you go? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's right here. Okay, very, very cool. Okay. My gosh. Okay. Very cool. So you also have a real connect to the Midlands. So it's quite interesting in terms of what's happening. The assumption that they use is what? What is Curo's assumption to do this? What is Curo's assumption? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And absolutely. And I think the reality is that it is that government schools will deteriorate. It's and because of that, people want better. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what rural schools are like. My boys are, well, I only have one child left there in Maritzburg College, and I mean, it's still a fantastic school. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I read somewhere that there are 25% of schools have pit latrines and no running water. 25, 25% of rural schools. And I can verify that. Sorry, I wrote a little thing for the local newspaper and I can check what it is. But yeah, that's what it is. 25%, but I can verify that. So the world is changing, and that's why private education is there. So guys, if we look at the the four options, okay, so this is the set of options that are available. So again, here we have broad, narrow, and then we have the sort of exclusive strategy and the strategy directed at yeah, saving costs and passing those savings on to customers. It's based on lower cost. It doesn't mean that it's cheap and nasty, but I think we also have a best cost provider strategy. So if we look at and let me search it so we can see here, make it easier. Oh gosh, ShopRite. Oh gosh. Yeah, no, more organized lecturers would have had this typed in beforehand, but then you have me. Oh, gosh. If we look at this very quickly, I just want to see their businesses. There should be more than those three, but we can use those three in our example. So, we can't use that. Why are they five? Sorry. So if we look at ShopRite itself, where would we place ShopRite in terms of those options there? ShopRite, not ShopRite Holdings, ShopRite, the stores. Where are we likely to find them, and where would they be placed? As well as USave. I'm not sure what USave is, to be honest with you. I'm not showing you the bloody. I'm an idiot. My gosh. I'm looking at it and not showing you. Okay, so there is USave. Okay, so yeah, no frills, just low prices. So it gives us an idea where USave is. Yeah, it is in the low cost strategy. Has anyone ever heard of USave? And Chuma, what do they do? But oh my gosh, okay.
But yeah, they're
Township
mostly in
local.
the townships, so you'd really get them now. They actually have innovated quite a bit with adding on with
Well, look at the numbers, boy.
yeah,
Look at
they're
that's
even using
over
containers now. So you can even get a store inside a container.
500 of
So
them.
yeah,
Oh,
that group
she's yes,
is
because you
doing
would
some
have done
amazing
bloody
stuff.
ShopRite for wool. Oh my word, you would have done ShopRite for wool, but it also depends on who your wool lecturer was, because there's one person that I would have stabbed repeatedly in the head if I had to endure that rubbish. I'm not going to ask who they were, but if you were with this person, you'll know. Yeah, no, it's Will. Yeah, those of you with Paula would have had an easier ride. But then I'm not going to say because I am being recorded. I'll keep quiet. If you were not with Paula, there's one interesting one that I would never be want to be with. Okay, so you say checkers. Where would we shove checkers in there? Yeah, I'm such a rebel. Where would we shove checkers in there? It's an interesting one. For me, I think they've become a best cost provider because there's real good quality. They like the Toyotas. There's real good quality, although some of their brands are maybe a little bit higher, but I think they've become a best cost provider, and again streaks ahead of many of the others. So if we go down here, and I'm so sorry, my gosh, I feel that I shouldn't have I shouldn't make you endure this again. Um, oh yeah, boy, there's a lot. There's a heck of a lot of uniqueness there, and it's quite interesting because initially they were carrying a lot of Indian products from India, but those have disappeared over time as well. Guys, so in terms of, I don't know if anything there is differentiated. If we had to shove a differentiated one in there, who would it be? Oh my gosh, put that up. Who would be the differentiated one? Yeah, oh, Prime. Oh my word. Well, yeah, what a waste. That's a differentiated drink as well, just for the record. Would Woolies fit in here, or are they trying to? Yeah, it is there, but I see so often in terms of their daily difference that you can claim they're a value for money provider. But I think the reality is everything you do there is about lowering the cost. Everything that you do there, in terms of your supply chain, in terms of the AI that you use, and it's about savings and it's about efficiencies that you transfer to your customers. Here, you adopt a combination of the cost strategy and the differentiation strategy. So here, you give great value for money. You have still got the efficiencies, but you have the uniqueness of a differentiation strategy. Here, you could just go unique. You're the Mercedes-Benz of the industry. You're the Mercedes-Benz of the industry. Unique, you stand out, you're special. And Woolies essentially runs between those two, depending on their specials. Focused low-cost strategies. Yeah, these are difficult to find in food retail, but I've used the example before, and I hope I haven't already done it here, is that we see it with companies that sell past sell-by date canned foods. There are a couple around. I know there's one in Cape Town that you can buy. The belief is that the date on canned food is a suggested date, and they stock past those sell-by date canned food, and they sell them at next to nothing. The focus is on the poor. The focus is narrowly focused on those individuals that will take that risk. I don't know if you have any of these in your towns or cities. They definitely won't have them in the UAE, Steph. I think it's not even worth looking there. You guys sell before the actual production date. It's so fresh there. Now, I would imagine so. No, UAE is selling before the production date. I know that makes no sense. Okay, guys, and then yeah, focus differentiation, focus low cost. In terms of vehicles, focus differentiation would be Bugatti and those kinds of vehicles. This would be Audi, etc. This would be this sort of, not that they're cheap anymore, but yeah, it would be the Suzuki, the entry level Suzuki. I've got another one here, and you can see how they work. In terms of the specific discussions, these are your generic strategies. So we have cost leadership, and it is about low cost and passing those on to your customers. And there are many ways of doing it. And in particular, now the use of AI is becoming very much part of that kind of process. And then differentiation, the key word there is always going to be uniqueness, but uniqueness that is valued within that particular niche. And then focus very, very narrow on specific either cost or differentiation options. So, guys, I'm not going to go through the detail. I think you can have a glance at those and have a read of it. I think what I've done is a pretty decent summary of that. Is everyone okay for me to move through these fairly quickly? The one that I want to discuss is the one that we're encountering more often. And where the heck is it? Oh my gosh, why can't I find stuff in my own slides? This one here. This has become the the standard that a lot of organizations are starting to adopt, where you provide phenomenal value, but you also provide really good quality. And what allows us to do this would always be advances in technology. So the focus in terms of this, and I shouldn't say focus, the essence of this strategy is that you're able to, through efficiencies and getting your supply chain right and manufacturing in the right countries and sorting out elements around efficiency, then combine that with highly effective, really good quality, unique, special things. And it's the use of the cost, integrated cost leadership differentiation strategy. So many companies are moving towards that. We see it in the hospitality industry. Steph, give me an example of a place in the hospitality industry that does that in South Africa. I know that you're not here anymore. That does both of those. Steph is thinking. Okay, give me examples in your own industry where there has been the significant shift to really good value for money. It's tough. Um, yeah, you see, I don't even know. I now stay in guest houses, but I suppose what we have with your booking.com and um, uh, your cheaper hostel stays, yeah. Expedia, okay, you've got a couple of those. But I think we see it in terms of booking.com as well. I think using booking.com and using, oh my gosh, I can't remember what the other one is, the famous one. Oh my word. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Mind you, it's been a long day and I'm not incredibly bright. I saw it here, man. Airbnb, of course, Tegan. How stupid is your lecturer, guys? Report me immediately. This is just an indication of low levels of intelligence on this side. Yeah, Airbnb, it allows us to get great value for money at a good price. It certainly has disrupted, and we'll talk about disrupting industries again, but it has disrupted the hotel industry and the hospitality industry. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that, Steph. You know what we've done? We found this really nice place, and then we just contact the owner directly. But oh, I didn't know that. Okay, just ignore everything I said, guys. I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Thanks, Steph, for that. But yeah, I think there are people that have moved towards, I don't know what, always go direct. Okay, so there's the suggestion, and ignore everything I've just done. Thanks for messing up my lecture, Steph. That'll be minus 25%. Okay, guys, in terms of this one here, oh gosh, you're going to have less than zero after I stole some marks from someone I don't even know who annoyed me. Um, but it was 25%. Okay, guys, so in terms of this, oh, Tegan, you're not going to, no, yeah, but you shared it with 25 people, so you're going to lose a percent. Suffer, Tegan, suffer. I hope I made you nervous. I sounded so serious in the message. Guys, this is a wonderful summary of those different strategies. You won't see it in the textbook, but it really is a nice summary. Remember just to find a reference for it if you are to use it. What you can see in terms of that, that will be your best value, that integrated strategy, and you can clearly see that the elements that contribute to it, and it's divided in terms of the target of individuals you focus on. So focus differentiation, Bugatti. Focused low cost provider, whatever cheap junk vehicle is out there. Here is Toyota and Volkswagen and Ford. Broad differentiation, BMW, Audi, etc. And then low cost provider, I would imagine that Renault and the Quid would fit into that. So it gives you a nice summary of those. Any questions at this stage, guys? I know that I'm going through it quickly, but we're limited by 1 hour every 2 weeks, which is difficult. Any questions on that? Ignore everything I said about hotels. Stephanie is going to fail. All good. Okay. So no dramas at this stage, guys. Okay, that's perfect. Right. Now, this is one of those that no matter how many times I tell people, they mess this up. We went through the entire assignment last week. Can I just check on that? No. Okay. Let me, okay, because I think if I do that, I'll be forced to talk to these. So hold on a second. Um, we've not touched the assignment. Oh my word. You see, guys, this is what alcohol does. Take it from me. Okay. IIE material 2024. A1. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Right, let's look at where it is. Okay, I'm going to be even nicer right now. Okay, so let me stop there and then I'll record the next one as the assignment. No, I'll do the next one as the